This is a 1989 Casablanca Victorian. I got this from Facebook Marketplace, along with this one right here. And this one is not nice. The finish is all screwed up on the sideband. I mean, I don't know what that is. I tried cleaning it, it would not come off. I don't know if it's corrosion. It kind of looks like corrosion. It's kind of like a green color in some spots, but not really sure. I also had to replace the flywheel in this one. And unfortunately, the flywheel I put on here is still not that great. It is starting to crack. But I think it's got about probably another 10 years of life in it if I had to guess. It's actually not that bad. But it could use a replacement somewhat soon. And I don't know why that just reversed. We'll just do speed 1. And it barely goes on speed 1. I had to put new bearings in both of these Victorians. And the other Victorian kind of burned up inside. The IntelliTouch board burned up, and the plastic wire harness connector thing literally melted. But that, I'll talk more about that on that video. I didn't want to have to put a cracking flywheel on this fan, but unfortunately that's the only one I had sitting around, and that flywheel is better than no flywheel, because the original one was completely broken. Speed 3. And if I stand over here, I don't know if you can really see it on camera, but the blades are kind of drooping ever so slightly. Also, these fans had quite a bit of rust on them. Like, this fan right here only has 4 of the flywheel screws to attach the blade arms. The rest were missing. but the 4 screws that it has were insanely rusty. So I don't know where this thing was sitting. But when the fan stops, I'll do my best to show that. At speed 5. Those screws were rusty. And I don't remember if it was this one or the other Victorian, but the motor housing screws were rusty. And then there was some rust. Again, I don't remember which of the two it was. It may have been both. I don't remember. But pretty much right where the sideband, I'll have to show it when it stops, but like right where the sideband like sits up in the motor housing, that outer edge of the sideband was also rusty. And there's speed 6. It runs nice. Like I said, I put new bearings in it, so it runs quiet. And like I said, it does only have 4 flywheel screws, so that's just enough for 2 blades. The rest of the screws I'm just borrowing off of another fan right now. And the reason they're missing is because the seller threw all the screws loosely in a box, and I guess it just kind of fell out of the box somehow. I've had many sellers over time do that, and pretty much every time they just loosely throw the screws in a box, there's always going to be some missing. But there you have it. The corroded 1989 Victorian, and then I'll see if I can show the, can't really see it that much on camera, but you can kind of look up in these screws right here. The threads are more rusty than anything, but I mean, it's fine, it works. And yeah, I mean, just look at this. Got rust there. Got rust there. I mean, what the hell happened to this thing? I have no idea how that even happened. It had to be around moisture for quite some time. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, other than that, that's all I have for this 1989 Casablanca Victorian. Here are those 4 rusty screws for anyone wondering. That's pretty crazy. And about that flywheel cracking, it looks pretty normal here, but when you push on it, let me try to find it. See what it's doing? It's like cracking, like in there. Alright. Well, that's all I wanted to show.